This dynamic often manifests in specific subtle ways across sports and entertainment ecosystem. While the top 0.01% of entertainers earn millions, this skewed perspective distorts the industry's reality. The vast majority face high unemployment, low pay, and heavy reliance on side jobs to make ends meet. Let's talk about the winner-take-all market dynamic, exemplified by the 0.01% of entertainers earning millions, reflects unique, highly scalable skills, generating massive global profits, rather than a fixed pool of societal wealth. High pay in entertainment is primarily dictated by market economics, not the social value or difficulty of the work. Modern technology enables one performance to be simultaneously recorded and consumed by millions with near zero marginal cost of distribution, allowing studios and streaming platforms to monetize a single star's global appeal. This translates into substantial revenue, directly boosting salaries. Entertainers receive a fraction of the vast profits they generate for the large corporations, conglomerates like, let's say, Disney, Universal. It's a common misconception that celebrity salaries, such as $20 million, somehow come from a hospital or teacher's pay. Instead, these salaries are funded by the entertainment industry revenues, including, let's say, box office, merchandise, broadcasting rights, advertising. They don't compete with municipal budgets, tax revenues, or corporate bottom lines that support essential workers and other professions. Unlike acting or professional athletes, industries like, let's say, medicine, engineering, and education have regulated labor pools. Their compensation is governed by institutional salary scales, tenure, systems, and public budgeting. Depends on which kind of organization you're talking about, which naturally compress top-end incomes rather than lacking funds due to celebrities. While entertainers' salaries don't physically prevent others from earning money, I will note that they contribute to a noticeable psychological and systematic imbalance. Many economists highlight an ethical imbalance in society. Highly monetizable skills like throwing a ball or acting in a movie are valued more than jobs essential to societal functioning, but difficult to monetize, such as, let's say, teaching, nursing, or science. Does this cause inflation? Because that's my question. Does it cause inflation? Inflation is typically driven by supply chain disruptions, energy shocks, and broader monetary policy. High salaries in entertainment mainly represent a redistribution of profits within the private sector, not the creation of new money. Economists note that superstars act more like a demand stimulus, concentrating existing customer spending on specific events rather than universally raising prices. Therefore, capping celebrity salaries would have little impact on overall inflation. Let me repeat that. Therefore, capping celebrity salaries would have little overall influence on inflation. Inflation is driven by microeconomic factors like aggregate consumer demand, production cost, and the overall money supply. While capping celebrity pay might reduce individual wealth accumulation or, let's say, alter corporate profit margins, it does not address the fundamental costs of inflation, such as broad increases in cost of goods, services, or housing. High salaries, like those of Hollywood stars or professional athletes, are paid from specific corporate or franchise budgets. These are microeconomic allocations that don't dictate the purchasing power of the average consumer. It just doesn't. Wealthy individuals tend to save or invest a large portion of their income rather than spending it on everyday goods. Their spending generally causes localized price increases, example with luxury real estate, rather than widespread inflation. To achieve salary equity, society must transition from a system of individual salary negotiations to one based on value of work. This involves enforcing strict pay transparency laws, conducting regular pay equity audits, and eliminating biases that undervalue work traditionally performed by marginalized groups. Mandate the disclosure of salary bands on all job postings and require organizations to report demographic and pay data to the government. Let's say government agencies to highlight disparities. Equal pay for work of equal value. Let me repeat that. Equal pay for work of equal value. Shift legal definitions beyond equal pay for equal work, same job, to include pay equity, comparable value. Evaluate jobs using unbiased gender-neutral criteria such as skills, effort, responsibility, and working conditions. Require organizations to formally develop a pay equity plan and continually update and audit these metrics to eliminate unexplained wage gap over time. Implement structured, transparent salary band for roles rather than relying on historical salaries and aggressive personal negotiations. Raises and bonuses to ensure equitable distribution across all demographics, avoiding favoritism or self-advocacy. Compensation. Regularly monitor compensation trends to ensure salaries remain competitive and equitable relative to industry benchmarks. And this one also important. Family supportive policies offer flexible work arrangements and hybrid options to help balance family care responsibilities, preventing workers from being forced into low-paying part-time work. Shared parental leave, normalize and incentivize, I'd say. I hope that's the right word I'm using. Paternity and shared parental leave to combat the motherhood penalty, a significant driver of the gender wage gap. You see, in closing, I'd just like to say this. I believe in fairness for everyone, and it matters not who it is for. Our focus should be on structural reform, overhauling the fundamental systems to achieve long-term pay equity. This isn't about simply watching. It's about taking action. You see, there is a dark cloud that looms over us, a feeling of powerlessness to change systems that have been grandfathered in. This often leads to profound psychological, social, civic consequences. The pervasive sense of helplessness can manifest in several detrimental ways. Psychological distress, chronic helplessness drives learned helplessness, where individuals stop trying. They just stop trying to improve their circumstances. This often leads to severe anxiety, depression, and burnout. When people believe their actions don't matter, they disengage from the democratic process. This results in lower voter turnout, reduced community participation, and a general erosion of social is that the word? Cohesion? In workplaces or institutions, systematic powerlessness stifles innovation and morale. Employees subjected to rigid, unchangeable, or unfair systems often quiet quit or do the bare minimum to get by, knowing their feedback is ignored, as reported by, this was reported actually by Harvard Business Review. It also can take a toll on physical health. The chronic stress of feeling trapped in an unhealing system elevates cortisol levels, compromising the immune system and increasing the risk of cardiovascular and other stress-related diseases. To combat systematic powerlessness, we need to shift from an overwhelming microfocus to an actionable microfocus. We can break the cycle of despair by redirecting our energy to what we can control, building local community connections, and practicing radical self-compassion to prevent burnout. Blessings.